and sharing ideas is the funnest part of the creative process, we decided to skip the boring part of actually making stuff and just do the fun part. I'm your host, Tom Wolma.
Oh, I'm supposed to say my name. For Spirit.
Cameron Stahl.
Reed Ledbetter.
And this is Creativity Wasted. I'm hoping this hasn't been done before. It may have been. I'm calling it the privilege sacrifices. And basically, it's kind of like first world problems type of thing. It's not as crazy as it sounds. So whenever you complain about something, like you're annoyed by how your iPhone does a thing, or you're annoyed by some like product that you own, some people will, if you complain about it, they'll just shoot back with you like first world problems. Like, why are you complaining about this minor inconvenience? But so this is like the opposite of that. This is like the privilege sacrifices would be like a yearly ceremony where people get together and they bring with them some product they own that they find annoying. And one by one, there's like a giant bonfire or something. One by one, you go up and you give like a speech, like a rally of like why this product is so annoying to you. And then you hurl it into the fire.
It's like a capitalist festivus.
Yeah.
I like it.
And so basically you'd be destroying the product. Maybe some products you couldn't like burn because it's toxic.
Like Cameron's product.
Like Cameron's product. So maybe in that case you'd
holding it, nobody could burn it.
So maybe one year you'd have a bonfire, and then the next year you'd have like a crusher machine, like in a junkyard that crushes cars. You'd throw everything in there, and it would get crushed. And so it would be like maybe you'd televise it on like the internet, on like a YouTube thing or on TV.
Yeah.
Or you'd have like local things. I thought maybe it'd be cool if you guys thought it was a good idea. Maybe we could get like a local comic thing, and a bunch of local comics could do it. We could put it on and see if it catches on the internet.
Is it paid?
No.
Would it be paid?
Is it paid?
Would it be paid?
If it became successful and like on a TV station, then maybe you'd get paid a little bit, but not at first for sure. But so if you threw something into the fire, and like, I was gonna wait to do examples until the end, and we can all add examples. But like, you could like give your speech of why you find it annoying, and everybody could cheer, like, yeah. Like they could all agree, or they could be like no, like they could just not agree with you at all. So you'd run the risk of like embarrassing yourself. Like this thing that you find annoying, nobody else finds annoying. They don't agree with you at all. And then you just
the
like
stakes should be higher than just embarrassed. Like either you or the product just going in the fire.
Oh my god.
oh jeez.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna wait for the examples. I was gonna say how long until somebody just walks up and throws himself into the fire.
Yeah. As comedians getting paid, we should be very careful, because then we become a commodity or a product, and then we could find ourselves. So if you're not getting paid as that might be a good thing. People are just like prodding, get in there.
It could be money. Like, let's say the product costs $100. If nobody agrees with you, then maybe you have to throw 100 of your own dollars into the fire instead, or something.
I kind of like the stakes higher.
You just want like Roman Colosseum.
Public shaming. Public shaming, yeah.
There's different ways you could take it, like to the extreme, but I like that. So the idea is that you're giving. First of all, it's just fun to like see things get smashed and see people maybe get humiliated and
burned.
Maybe that you have the same annoyance and you relate to this person who's annoyed by this product. But it could also help companies like find out what's annoying about their product. Mm-hmm. And stuff like that. So yeah, it could be helpful in that sense. Like it could force companies to
do better.
Do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody throws like an Apple iPhone in there. They're like, this is a clear what they
message.
want. Yeah,
Yeah.
clear message. That's what. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word message for a second for some reason.
I blank out on easy words.
So that's it with the idea. I've got about 30 examples of things that I find annoying that I would sacrifice, and the privileged sacrifices.
You know what I would sacrifice? I would sacrifice Chris's camera.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what the heck is going on here.
Or the
Stop it,
lag in
camera.
Cameron's audio somehow, whatever's causing that. So I'm not going to give a whole speech, but I'm just going to list the idea, and you guys, I don't know. Do you want to say whether?
Yeah, let's list slowly so we can see if we want to jump in on this. Don't list too fast.
Okay, so I have food products that aren't dishwasher safe, like plates and things. Like, if you can't wash it in a dishwasher, I don't want it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I've never had babies and never had diapers. That's all I'm saying. I'll use like paper plates. Is that what we're talking about? Like paper plates or something?
No, I mean like a cup that you can't put in the dishwasher.
Oh, that you can't microwave. Okay, like it'll say like cannot microwave or not dishwasher safe.
Yeah,
Okay.
not dishwasher.
And I talk about paper plates. I'm like, what is he talking about? I got you. Yeah, I think those products should all go.
Yeah.
Get a lot of those from the dollar store, and you don't find out until after you've melted it. Like,
in your dishwasher.
It's a bowl. Yeah, in the microwave. It's usually with me in the microwave. It's like can of Chef Boyardee ravioli. All getting I'm hungry for lunch. Put it in the microwave, and you open it up, and it's like melted in there, and you're like, underneath it says, "Do not microwave. Not microwave safe." It's like, why the hell would you even make a plastic bowl that you can't microwave?
Right. Seriously.
Or like a homemade gift, like a homemade cup that people put glitter on the outside and stuff.
Well, I think all homemade gifts should probably go in that fire.
All of them, every single one.
No, just great.
So I have.
I don't care how much heart you put into this product.
Right, heart's
going in the. Don't give me no fake gift.
Yeah, this isn't a real present.
Okay, so I have underwear that doesn't have a fly. I find that annoying. Well, yeah.
Not my first world problem.
I don't want to have to
problem.
stand at the urinal and pull my underwear all the way below my ball sack to take a piss.
Penis problem, not mine.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Winter coats without pockets to put your hands. I hate those.
Or
do they make coat pockets?
What?
No hoods?
Jackets with no hoods.
I don't care. Hoods.
I don't really care about the hood.
I don't care hoods. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them.
A lot of women's clothing doesn't have pockets or fake pockets on it for whatever god awful reason. Like,
I don't want to have to stand there with my hands at my sides and like out in the cold. I want my toasty hands and some nice warm pockets and a winter coat. I don't want a winter coat.
I can't think of a single winter coat I have without pockets. But yeah, they should go in the fire.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It should go in the fire.
Cups that are too fat for cup holders in cars.
Well, no, because you need them around your house. Right? I drink a lot of liquids outside of my car. Usually the like beers and stuff fit in the thing, so it's not a problem. But at home, I like a large glass of beer, a stein, if you will.
But you could make it
never fit my cup
just
holder.
thin enough and taller, couldn't you? Wouldn't that be more convenient? I guess you don't need to drink while you're driving.
I like
maybe
where that's going.
Steins maybe are exempt, I suppose.
But like where it's going with that, it's like if they didn't want you to drink it in the car, they wouldn't make it fit in that car, right?
Right.
They would make the beers like in squares, like square.
Right? Yeah, that would be really a good deterrent.
God damn it, I can't drive.
Yeah, but people drive with fifths.
True.
Yeah, and there's like Jack bottles or square.
I used to. When I was driving a manual, and because in like Germany, all cars are like manual, like barely anybody has it. I'd be driving with the phone and shifting with coffee. So they find a way. If you're truly an alcoholic and want to drive and drink, you're gonna find a way, even if it doesn't fit in there. You're right. It's a bad idea. But yeah, I would agree. Like the big cup thing is kind of annoying. Yeah.
So I have you could throw. I have a FedEx slip, and I still have this just in case this happens. So when FedEx comes to your door and you're not there, and they leave a slip, but they cross off the part that says sign for it to leave it at your door. So then you have to be home to pick it up. I hate that. Like,
So
I should have the
FedEx
option.
workers in there in the
What?
flyer? Are we
No,
throwing
just
the
the
FedEx
slip.
workers in the? So,
It's not the workers' fault.
I'm not even sure I like this whole fire thing anymore. All I hear is no, no, no.
It should always be your choice. I don't care how expensive the product is.
Okay.
If I want it left at my door, leave it at my goddamn door. Don't force me to get up at 8:30 in the morning on a Saturday to sign for a stupid package.
Yeah, I hear you.
Which happened a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh, so you're particularly hot about this.
I missed it on Friday, and then it said, arriving 8 to 10:30 a.m. on Saturday. Of course, it didn't actually show up.
For a dildo.
I'll sleep in. I'll pick it up later.
It's discreet. They're never going to know. Just drop it.
I had the opposite. I was at home all day on Saturday waiting for my TV to come. And then as soon as I had to step out, I get a message, from Amazon. It's like, we've delivered your package. I'm like, cool. You put my 55-inch TV on my porch.
My porch.
And it
has
has the 2D logo on
and
the
it's not
box.
discreet, I'm sure.
Not discreet at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, that's going to be there when I get home, I'm sure. But no, it was here.
I don't know what you'd throw in the fire in that case, but yeah, that can also be annoying.
You can afford it. I mean, well, they're pretty much, I don't know, never mind, let's not go too that far with that, but I was going to say some of the workers there are probably at the point about throwing themselves in the fire the way they treat them there, right? I mean,
yeah.
That diaper thing earlier that we said, they were literally doing that at Amazon.
I know.
Messed up.
What? Oh, wearing diapers so they
because of the time. Yeah,
Oh,
they're so stringent on breaks, and that they have this time system down for like deliveries, and for if you've ever seen how it operates, and they're not hardware. What is that thing called? There you go. Thank you. We're gonna help each other through this one, Chris.
We got it.
I don't know. Whenever people pull out the diapers thing, or they say, "Oh, they had to pee in their delivery truck," I'm skeptical. Maybe some idiot did it because they thought they had to.
Honestly, Amazon is like that. I saw. I think it was a documentary or a segment on how it operates, and it's literally they work off these things, and they have X amount of time to collect even the stuff there.
I want to see. I want to see the diaper. I won't believe it until I see the wet diaper.
I think it's mostly like a lot of bottles, pee bottles and stuff.
And the workers in the warehouse too. The workers in the warehouse, they were saying that their break time, by the time that they got to the bathroom and then did what they need to do to get back, they're already late, and then they're already getting like, hey, what
because the warehouses are so big. Yeah.
I don't know. They could throw that into the fire. They could throw their wet
Jeff Bezos
Amazon diaper into the fire.
Jeff in.
Throw Jeff in.
So here's a minor annoyance that I don't know if you guys will be on board. I don't like having big spoons and little spoons.
Get rid of the big spoons. Right?
I chose to get rid of the little spoons, but I don't like having to sort them after washing dishes because they're too similar. So you have to look like 2 or 3 seconds per spoon. Is this a big one? Is this a little one? You have to have 2 to compare. Like, they're too similar. I can't
eat with a big spoon. Can you guys? Do you eat with a big spoon?
Always.
You don't use just a teaspoon? You use the tablespoon to eat with?
Well, it's like, it's a fork. Never mind.
We got two different types.
It's not like a giant spoon, but it's
but even the tablespoons are like too big, I think.
Oh, well, maybe for kids or whatever, maybe the little spoons are needed. But for me, I hate
with tiny mouths. That's what I tell my husband. I'm like, sorry, tiny mouth.
I think we only need one size spoon, other than like the giant scoops for like specialty purposes, like the normal silverware every day.
Yeah,
I don't like having to sort the two.
I hate the tablespoons. I would keep the teaspoon every time.
There's your solution right there.
What?
You give her all your teaspoons, she all the tablespoons.
Yeah, perfect.
That's great. Yeah.
Friends helping friends.
I'll tell you what my pattern is.
Yeah, maybe you don't always have to throw it in the fire. You can just trade with somebody.
So yeah, part fire, part just like swap meet. I like it.
Okay, here's another one for the guys. toilet seats that don't stay up while you pee, like they fall down.
Oh, does that happen a lot?
Not a lot. More
Okay.
in like houses.
Okay.
Like
Mine are all
somebody
padlocked
puts
down. So
somebody
they can't
puts
be
like one of those crocheted like little lids, toilet cover lid things on. Sometimes that'll make it so the toilet seat, you pull it up, you put it
because it
up.
doesn't go all the way up.
Yeah,
It has
you
that
put it
gap
up.
and then it falls.
Yeah, and you give it a second, you're like, is this gonna stay? And it looks like it's gonna stay. Then you start going, and then it's like boom. And then now you gotta somehow in those split seconds stop the flow, which is hard. Which means you're probably gonna pinch it off. And then it's gonna hurt.
That's always a risk. Normally it just falls down right away before you even start. But that is a risk.
Does pee fly everywhere or it just gets on the seat? I don't own a penis. I barely pee standing up.
If you put it up and it falls, you put it up and it falls. I usually just sit down to pee. I don't
you go.
in that situation.
So you don't
but
even have
it's
to
annoying.
To pee sitting down?
Yeah. It takes longer. It's annoying.
We've been conditioned as young boys to have our manhood associated with that standing and peeing.
That freaks me out that you guys pee next to each other. That's so weird to me. If they went in a woman's bathroom and took out all the doors, I'd be like, the hell I'm using this bathroom.
Do you have that in dive bars? Some men's rooms and dive bars don't have toilet stalls. Doors.
Yeah. I've heard of that. That's so weird.
What about a woman's room in the dive bar? Do they still have the stall doors?
Yeah. We're very pee shy people. We've been conditioned since birth.
Women go into the bathroom, things happen, nobody knows, and they come back out, whether it was pee poo or whatever, right?
Well, that's what's nice, right? Like nobody knows what's happening.
I've heard that some women hover and they end up peeing all over the seat.
Yes.
And it's gross in there.
Of course it's gross.
To me, when I heard that, it blew my mind. Like it totally shattered my view of women in general. Like I thought you were better than us in that way.
No.
But I guess not.
They're human after all. No,
there's a big hole in the middle. I don't know what that I don't know. It just people will pee all over the seats. And so then they give us those little thin sheets of paper, but then when you stand up, it sticks to your ass, and that's gross to have to peel off.
I never
There's
use
no
those.
winning.
Even if the seat was covered with piss and I had to wipe it down, I still don't use those covers.
Oh, so if a seat's covered with piss and I have to wipe it down, I'm hovering carefully.
Well, I take that back. If there's shit on it, I will use the cover.
If there's shit on it, women will not use it, period. That's somebody else's job to clean up. We ain't messing with that. But we also have options, right? Like there's other stalls. You guys sometimes only get one, right?
One, yeah.
Yeah, in like a bar or restaurant sometimes, yeah. Coffee cups that are too tall for a Keurig machine. I don't need it.
I don't drink coffee. I can't stand the stuff myself, so I will support that.
I would support it too. It's interesting. We're finding similarities too. I can't drink coffee anymore. It messes my stomach up so bad. Do you do tea or what?
I like tea. I love tea.
You do tea? Yeah, cool.
I don't drink it hot though. I drink iced tea.
Here's a possible trade scenario. So I don't like a microwave that keeps beeping when the food's done. Like I heard you the first time.
My fridge does that. I hate
some
that
people,
too.
like if I'm on the toilet or something while I'm microwaving and I can't get to it, it just keeps beeping or I'm watching
that's annoying.
TV.
I agree.
But some people might be like, "Oh, I'm gonna forget if it doesn't keep reminding me."
Do I look like I forgot food ever in my life? I'm going to that microwave.
I've done that.
My fridge beeps. Like if you leave the door open, but I haven't timed it, but it's not long. But it's not too long. It feels like just a little bit long. And my husband's like, he's like, yeah, I think we saved like 50 cents this year getting that fridge door shut because we just let it ring. I'm not like, oh, putting away groceries, like, oh, let me close, open. I just leave them open and just deal with the beep. But I hate the beep, so I get that. My microwave, same, right? I hate the beep.
On the same thing, Tom, mine does only like one series of beeps, but it beeps 5 times, right? 5 times.
5.
So it's like,
Okay.
so it'll go beep, 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 and then you figure after 3, it's like the normal standard's 3. No, it goes beep again, and I'm like, seriously? And then the 5th time, I'm in the bathroom on the toilet about to scream because of the 5th beep, and it's really loud. So it doesn't beep after the 5 consecutive beeps, but it beeps 5 times. So I think I would throw that in the fire too, because that's...
Yeah,
And then you come
out
out
with
when your plastic bowl's melted and your microwave's crying tomato soup.
No more beef ravioli for me. I like beefaroni.
What were you saying, Cameron?
Sorry, Cameron.
There's just one really long beep. That's pretty annoying.
Oh, I hate that too. Yeah.
Oh
All right, let's get rid of beeps, just in general.
Yeah.
Except for the carbon monoxide detector beep.
Yeah, and smoke detectors, and when cars are backing up, boop, boop, boop. I need that for my joke anyways. I need it for
throwback.
set.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I need it for my set, so can't get rid of that
Shout
beep.
out to the joke.
This is the beeps is another thing that's annoying, is because when you're buying the product, there's nothing on the label that says how many times it beeps. So you just have to hope that it's not annoying.
Yeah, I never considered it. Like when I got the fridge, because it's pretty new, it never occurred to me, like, is this going to beep or not? You just buy stuff and then but it all beeps. Everything beeps. It is annoying.
It's like adopting an animal from a shelter. You never know what's going to happen. But you still have to do it. You should do it.
No throwing animals into the fire. We're drawing the line.
We're definitely not throwing animals into the fire.
We are
That's the line I'm drawing.
Jeff Bezos, maybe animals.
Yes.
No.
Probably Elon Musk as well, but never the dogs.
So I have a few more, but since we're running out of time, do you guys have any things that annoy you that you would throw into the fire for the privilege sacrifices?
I was kind of just having fun with your list. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Since we can't throw,
if there was a way to
I'm out.
Throw traffic.
Yeah, that's people again, and they don't want us to do that.
Right.
Tom's like, no people in the fire.
Maybe like something related to traffic, like a 4-way stop where there doesn't need to be one, or something
a roundabout.
Like that.
I love roundabouts.
I used to hate roundabouts, but now I like them.
I like. I don't hate a roundabout, but I just know a lot of people, since they started coming in Michigan, people complain a lot about them.
It'll be an evolution. Eventually, people will love it when they pull in, because I notice when people pull up to the roundabout, they're like stopping completely, even though there's no cars, and they're like, "Oh, what do I do here?" And when they learn, you can literally just drive. If there's nobody coming, you just go. They're gonna be like, "Wow, this is amazing."
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that the land in the middle of it is like, what do you do with that land? Besides, like water fountain or some, it's a waste of land in the middle there. But
I saw a guy on YouTube who he does like stealth camping, and he camped in a roundabout.
Oh, really? That is actually really funny.
Pointless.
I love
it's so
that.
Pointless, but he did it. So I guess I'll keep going with mine for another 5 minutes or so. So I have non-individually wrapped eyeglass cleaning wipes. Those are annoying.
Wait, how else do they come?
They dry out. I've seen them where it's like
a whole pack of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never seen that. Yeah, I would feel you on that one as the only other glasses wearer.
Now this one really annoys me, and I spent days trying to get around this problem. Couches that aren't wide enough for a tall person to lay flat on them.
Oh, my husband.
What's the point of a couch if you can't like lay on it like without like going fetal position? Like the whole point of a couch is to lay, but the average size couch is not wide enough for the average person to lay.
Oh yeah.
It's stupid. So I spent forever trying to find out. There were whole furniture stores where there was not a single couch that was wide enough to lay on.
The tiny house movement gets really mad at Tom right now.
It's a conspiracy. Yeah, they're slowly but surely making the couches thinner.
In fact,
nobody sits on them anymore.
Here's my proposal. In addition to throwing the couch in the fire, I don't think it should be allowed to be called a couch if it's not wide enough to lay on. It should be just a double wide chair or something. It's not a couch. It's like if you can't lay on it, screw you. Like it's not a couch.
Yeah, we were looking for those couches that have like it's like an L shape, and then that last side isn't like for seating, it's just like leg room, and it's wide enough, like, because we had a couch like that in Germany, and that's like me and the wife, that's where we would sit when we're watching shows, so we both have our legs out and be like, oh, we love each other. Now, with the normal couch, we both sit on opposite ends and we're like, we hate each other. So,
but you need the armrests, right? Like, that's why.
Yeah.
You need the. You're just more practical now that you're married.
The couch is ruining our relationship. So I agree with you. Let's throw it in the fire.
All right.
It's not me at all. I'm not doing anything to ruin the It's nothing to do with me or my behavior. It's the couch.
It's the couch.
Any appliance or clock where you have to manually set the time. It's 2022.
We've got technology, it, right? We should be able to say 12 o'clock p.m. and then it sets itself, right?
Well, no, it's just it's got like GPS stuff. Like there's like clocks that set themselves,
like atomic time and stuff. And all that.
Why do they still exist? Microwaves where you've got to set the time. It's stupid.
I say we throw what is it?
Daylight savings time.
Yes, let's figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic and that.
Didn't they get rid of that? Didn't they just pass the law to get rid of that?
No, Arizona's the only state I think that has it.
Oh, I thought it passed.
And it was originally because of for farmers, right? So that they have more daylight. The farmers got lights on their tractor now. I mean, why should we all have?
Why should we all suffer?
You know how much mental health issues come out of this daylight savings time?
Yeah.
Like, there's probably people literally committing suicide over the depression they get from the daylight, their sleep schedule getting messed up. So we'll throw that. Can we throw that like metaphorically in the fire? Like write something like daylight savings time on like a piece of cardboard.
Sure,
Throw it in there too.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I approve.
That gave me the idea. So people are that mad about daylight savings time, yet they'll accept a FedEx making you sign for the package at 8:30 a.m. on a Saturday. That's way worse than daylight savings time. I mean, all of that hate directed towards daylight savings time should be directed tenfold.
Yeah, but if I get up at 8:30 and then I can go back to bed, but daylight savings time sticks with you for a couple days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think of it that way.
I don't sleep well as it is, and then when daylight savings time happens, it just messes everything.
I hate it. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do one more, and then we can call it done. So, men's shoes that clomp on the floor and sound like women's high heels. I hate that because I used to work when I was in college. I worked at a company in a cubicle. And I would hear clomp, 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 and I was picturing in my head like the attractive secretary coming by, and I would turn my head, and it would always be this engineer named Dean Kukios, and he'd look at me like, "What? Like,
what did his shoes look like? Like, how is this?
They were just like business shoes.
Oh, okay.
Like dress shoes. I don't know what you'd call them.
Okay, yeah.
Like shiny men's
black
dress shoes.
I have a pair that does that. They sound like tap
They make
shoes.
that clack.
Yeah, they sound like women's heels.
Huh.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
I almost don't wear them for that reason. I have a second.
Yeah, and it dawned on me like this engineer Dean who had the clumpy shoes. He must think I hate him or something because every time I turn around, I have a look and see him. I have a look of disappointment on my face, and it's not because I hate this guy. It's because I was hoping that an attractive woman was standing behind me, and it was this guy.
But what if he saw that face first? Now you just look really creepy.
Oh yeah, maybe that too. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
You like that? There you go, Chris. And then it's disappointment. It's like, yeah.
But yeah, those shoes are going in the fire. The clumpy men's shoes.
Okay, I have no skin in the game on that, but yes, let's throw it in the fire.
Yeah, if you guys thought of any annoying ideas, like for the privilege sacrifices, otherwise we can wrap it up.
I kind of like the ones we've heard so far.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
Would you participate or would you watch the privileged sacrifices on TV or on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
I would probably participate. I'd figure something out. I'd probably throw
Something
that
would get you,
microwave in there.
right? Yeah, there'd
That
be something
microwave.
that would force
Oh
it.
yeah.
Those 5 beeps would go in there because I've been ready to get rid of that thing anyway. There's a thing now too. If you shut the door too hard, it'll turn itself on, which is great. So sometimes you put something in there, to keep it safe from the animals. And so I'll like put a bowl with, like a spoon in there. And if I close it too hard, it'll randomly turn itself on. And I'm like, oh my God, metal, bad things,
It would have to be a lottery system too, because otherwise you just have a bunch of Karens. You know what I mean? They would just like bully their way into the fire, and you can't invite everyone. So there's going to have to be a lottery system on who gets to go.
That'll be a trick to get the Karens there, maybe.
Well, the Karens will show up. Oh, that's the problem. How do you keep the Karens out? Because they're coming whether you want them to be there or not. Because they're going to let corporate know how they feel. This has gotten real complex. I don't know, Tom. You're going to have some security threats to deal with on this one.
Yeah. Any shows you guys want to plug to wrap it up? Like comedy shows or podcasts you're doing?
Just my show at Grizzlies Downriver. Sign up at 6:30. Shows at 7.
If you find me on Reed Ledbetter on Facebook, I always post my flyers and my schedules.
And for me, you can find me on Facebook, Chris Barrett, or you can go to pokeytalktime.com, and it takes you to a website that's not completely finished, but you can find my podcast that I do. That's kind of like a funny, social, sometimes offensive thing that we do. And we
Pokey as in prison, like the pokey.
Like from Gumby.
Oh, Gumby and Pokey. Okay.
Yeah, but it originally came from because I used to take a lot of tranquilizers to get high in high school, and somebody said I was like slow poke, and they called me Pokey. So I do a podcast usually every Saturday, and then I post it on YouTube. You can check that out. Make fun of TikTok videos for like 45 minutes because it shows you the downfall of society is right in front of you in TikTok. You can see it as it's happening live.
I thought for sure Pokey meant prison, and it was like ex-cons talking about prison issues.
Well, it can get kind of rough sometimes.
They run out of honey buns, man. Not cool.
I thought, well, I'm glad I'm doing this podcast remotely because I don't want this guy to shiv me.
No, I've never been in prison.
I have a Twitch channel called Gaming McFitness where I play video games using game controllers that I built into fitness machines.
This has been a production of Planet Ant Podcast, powered by Pinecast.